Welcome to a new episode of Porsche Consulting Conecta. Today we have a very special guest, Steffen Ganz, who is the head of design at Porsche Design of America. Steffen just spent the week with us here in Brazil, visiting some potential partners. It was a very productive week, and now we can close it in great style. Steffen, thank you very much for accepting the invitation to the videocast. I hope we can discuss some of the new topics that are emerging and the customers want to hear about. Can you start by sharing a bit about Porsche Design, your role at the company, and how is Porsche Design unique comparing to other design companies?
Thank you very much, first of all, for having me here at Porsche Consulting, Brazil in Sao Paulo. It's my first time in Brazil and really love it, love the people and the culture. And it was a very intense week and looking forward to this discussion. Yeah, it all started with Ferdinand Alexander Porsche. He was a designer and he designed the Porsche 911. So as an industrial designer, working at his father's company, he not only designed the Porsche 911, he designed some other cars too. But at a certain point, his father decided to go public with the company. And so he founded his own design studio and started with bringing the Porsche design philosophy beyond the actual car design. So he started designing everyday products, watches, glasses. And from this design studio, the brand Porsche Design derived. His first product was a Porsche Design watch with the branding Porsche Design.
Oh, very nice. Can you talk a little bit of what is specifically your role in the company? Why, who sent you here, and what is your special mission here in Brazil?
So I'm head of design of Porsche Design of America. So we started our design presence 6 years ago. And Porsche Consulting always said, hey, we have a very high aspiration of the brand Porsche here. We see a lot of potential to collaborate on offering design services and working together here. And I think it's, of course, because we are part of a big brand everyone knows, the Porsche cars, right? But as well with our Porsche design products that are interesting. And we have the ability that as a design studio that we show with our products, with our own brand, how to bring a very beautiful and timeless design pieces to the market very successfully. And we can offer other industries with design collaboration to become the Porsche of their industry, actually.
Yeah, sure. And Porsche Design is unique. People can recognize it easily all around the world. And talking about timeless, how do you see that design is evolving? And how can you keep the balance between high technology solutions and the timeless design?
That's true. Ferdinand Alexander Porsche designed a very specific design philosophy, which is inherent still in everything that we do in our design work. So first of all, our products are engineering inspired. So we are looking, first of all, before we design something, if it's a watch or a washing machine or an interior of an aircraft, we first of all look at functionalities and what the product actually does. And rethink functionality, if we can improve it, is it still up to date, if there is anything that needs to be changed, and take this as inspiration to create a product design to bring the design and the functionality at eye level. This is to create the best symbiosis. This is our goal, first of all.
And you were just talking to me about how some of the objects will never be out of fashion.
Right. It's of course when we look at the products, when we take the products that we designed for Porsche Design, there are of course some products like the electronics, cell phones or headphones that are that have to adapt to technological trends. Right? You always have to have the most advanced technical components, and these have to be updated after some years. But there are products still that are like watches, for example. That there was a time in the 70s where people thought, okay, the mechanical watches that are the accessories that men can wear, right? The jewelry that men can wear, will be, the time of those watches will be over soon, since there was a time of the quartz watches and digital watches, battery driven. But there is always a fascination, of course, for these mechanical wonders, I would say, very tiny things, the mechanical movements and so on, which are, of course, not as precise actually as the as a quartz watch or a digital watch, but these are, if they are designed in a timeless way too, products that you can, if you maintain them right, use as a lifetime companion. They are never outdated. You can gift it to your sons and grandsons, and they will be your lifetime companion.
Yeah, there's something special about it. It's very different to see a digital watch and then a vintage and mechanical watch with all this technology behind. And another question that comes to my mind is, how do you cater your design services to the different markets? And so from watches to boats to life for our houses, how do you do that?
Since we are following a certain design philosophy, we are able not only to focus on a different, on a certain product category or industry. So we are not the specialists who just design cell phones. Our core competence is industrial design. And so you see that with the products that we have in our stores, that we have different categories to work for, where we created even design icons over the decades. But we can translate and even transfer knowledge that we gain from certain industries and apply this to different industries. So if we design in the fashion industry or sport goods, where it's very fast moving and we create new materials, or use new materials where we have injection molding on certain fabrics, we can think of, why don't we use these kind of materials on cushioning on yards or in aircraft interiors? So this transferring of knowledge, I think that's a big quality that we have in our studio.
And talking about one specific segment, here in Brazil, transportation is a huge market, maritime is another one, and inside this bigger segment. And what are the key trends and opportunities that you see that are shaping the segment, and how does Porsche Design incorporate the elements of luxury and sustainability and technology in the maritime projects?
First of all, I would say that it's a very natural fit, all those transportation, mobility industries, because we started with cars, right? And everyone connects and expect actually us to be involved when it comes to design, and trusts us in designing all those mobility and new mobility concepts, from drones to, of course, yard designs too. We have a history of designing yards. We design a lot of different ones, smaller, bigger ones. And of course, it's here, as I've seen during the week, a very important industry. And we visited a few of the sites and companies. And we found out that it's very helpful having Porsche Consulting here, elevating these companies in terms of quality, streamlining processes, being more efficient, and having this part in the development in the beginning. It is easy for us to step in and then not only create an interesting, beautiful design or new functionalities, but making the company capable of manufacturing and executing the product in the right way. So you really have the beautiful end result.
Yeah, sure. And talking about transportation and all these segments, it's really important, and it's becoming increasingly important, sustainability. So how do you see, how is Porsche Design incorporating the sustainable features into its projects?
First of all, we have, of course, a very high responsibility when it comes to sustainability. Always, because we are the ones that are envisioning products that are out there in the world for a very long time, sometimes. Especially now, we are facing a change in this battery world, right? Everyone knows this, that you have a product, I don't know if it's a speaker, for example, that is Bluetooth driven, that needs updates, that has a battery, and these have a certain lifespan, right? That was not there before, decades before. And so, as designers, we envision this, we always have the responsibility to think about how can this be recycled, what materials are being used, what manufacturing methods, and how can this be assembled the best way or disassembled for recycling. And there's one very interesting aspect that comes naturally with our design philosophy, is that we are aiming always for creating timeless designs. Designs that last long, that people, as I mentioned before, like to wear or use for a long period of time. And we know that, of course, the best and most sustainable product is the product that's never be produced, right? And the second is obviously the one that you use and never throw away, and use a lifetime and hopefully can gift your to, I don't know, your sons or daughters.
Yes, no, that's just perfect. I agree 100%. And that's the mentality that can change everything, and it's so necessary. We see all the consequences now in our world of not thinking about the future, so having this timeless design and this concern throughout the project makes the difference. And another trending topic in the moment is AI. So how do you see AI? Do you think that this is a tool that will fundamentally change the way that products are designed and developed? And how is Porsche Design using AI in the services and projects?
Yeah, so AI will make a very big change in the world, and in the world of designing too, of course. We are right in the middle of the process in this change, and it's still, I would say, hard to predict how we will be using it in the end. So there is a vision. You can say, okay, there will be a time where we will use it, of course, every day during the design process. But you put it right. We see it as a tool. So it will be a change like from the analog drawing board to the computer work. Where people say, okay, you won't need to have the technical drawers right, or so some professions might disappear. Might happen, but it will be a tool. So we see that it's for now for us a good tool to communicate, to get a picture for what we have in mind quickly. But it turns out to be very hard from the first vision to change it. Because what you do, and people who tried that know that you put just 2 words and generate a picture in this generative AI, and you create a picture. But on the other side of the world, someone could put in the same words, get the same picture. But how do you get a very refined product that you're actually thinking of? So I would say definitely as designers, when we put in some words somewhere, it won't be the result now, of course.
Yes.
In comparison to what effort we put into that product together with our partners, iterations, engineers, and so on. So it is a tool, strong, we will use it, we are using it, but more often in the future, and it will make a big change.
Yeah, sure. And some professions disappear, others appear when there are these changes. And just as you said, it is a tool. A human being will also always be necessary with the critical thinking and trying to steer the final result.
You always have to find the right balance when it comes to how you use technology, how is technology visible? Because we as designers try to sometimes hide the technology that's behind, because technology can be intimidating, right? Mm-hmm. And if it's not actually necessary for the user to connect with the technology itself, with the technical components in the device, for example, then you rather hide it, right? So if products look very clean, nice, and you just have the display and the nice icons and you know what it's intuitive and so on, but you don't need to see and have the actual connection. And then there is the other side of it nowadays, where you feel like, and you found out that you can drive a car with just a display and a steering wheel and just get rid of all the buttons, right? We see this in cars. And not long ago, not far away, you would sit in the car and you don't need a steering wheel at all. But you will have then on the counterpart will be that as a human being, you always want to have the touch points. We are humans. We want to feel the sensation of touching the nice leather in the car, to have the haptics, right, and the emotion, right. And that's very important. So there will be a way that we could take everything away, but the customer or the user just don't want it. They want a certain, feel everything, the products that surround you.
And that's so interesting. I never before thought about it, that we want the final result of the technology, but it's so much better if you don't see it, if it's seamless. So that's something that I already learned today. A very good concept. But technology is also a huge part of what we do as Porsche Consulting. And Porsche Design, because we are always looking at how can we make companies more efficient, more profitable, and technology is an ally in that process. Porsche Consulting and Porsche Design are both from the same company, part of Porsche Group. And I would like to know, in your vision, about the synergies and benefits that you recognize in this collaboration of Porsche Design and Porsche Consulting.
Yeah, we see a big benefit being part of a network of experts, right? Mm-hmm. So we have Porsche Engineering, we have Porsche Consulting, we have Studio F.A. Porsche offering design services. So this network of experts can bring a lot of benefits to the customers. And we see that here when we get the feedback from the customers here in Brazil too, that when we are able to bring all these optimizations to production lines, to strategies, and combine this with design services that help to improve the actual product and tell nice stories even in them with marketing and brand collaborations, that's a very holistic product that we can offer, and this is something that is very special for the Porsche Group.
Well, we were just talking too about how we address different aspects of the products, and in order to help a company become the Porsche of their segment, we need to look from these different perspectives. So Porsche Consulting will help with the top line and bottom line initiatives for growth, but Porsche Design can make it sexier and have the design that will be appealing for the customer. And you really need to have both, like quality in the processes and that are efficient and profitable, but also a design that will support a valuable brand and that will be desired by the public. So I see this as a very successful collaboration, and I hope that we can more and more have opportunities to work together. And from this week, I already see that there's so much potential, and I believe this was just your first time, as you said, and your second one will be soon, I hope.
Thank you. Looking forward to be back.
And do you have a final message that you would like to share regarding either the role of design or what you thought about our country, or anything that you want to say to our audience? We have people from our clients and also interested in consulting, in design, that will be watching this video cast. What would you say to them?
Yeah, first of all, I mean, it's a first-hand impression. It's my first time here, as I said, and it's first of all, I love the people here, like the emotions, the energy, and you can see it too. Landing here into Sao Paulo, booming, and I learned so many new projects arising here. Yes. Not only in the city with the constructions, but also in the factories and companies we've visited, and a lot of enthusiasm towards Porsche and collaborating yes. on projects in various kinds. And I'm so looking forward to bringing everything together, as you mentioned, the capabilities of Porsche Consulting with what we can do, realizing the new capabilities and make products that they were not able to do before.
Yes, yes.
And this will be something I hopefully that the people here enjoy too, rather, seeing those collaborative products.
I really believe they will. So thank you so much, Steffen, again. And I hope we will have you soon here discussing about other projects.
Absolutely, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.